2019 was the start of our doctoral journey. I remember us all coming in, not really sure where we fit, not sure if we deserve to be here. I remember the conversations like, "Oh, what do we got ourselves into? We're all busy. We all have families. We all have work. We have other things that we need to do." And I remember hearing multiple times is trust the process. And I never really understood that initially until now, is that I have to learn to give myself grace and learn to just be patient with the process and trust the process. As a leader, you have to be okay with things that do not go your way, and you have to learn to be flexible when you need to make changes. As a leader, I have learned to follow and to listen to the community who I am serving, and also having the confidence to speak up when needed, when the community asks for it. Who am I as a person? Camilla Gilbert is a mother of a 13-year-old. I am a go-getter. Typically, when I go out to do something, I do it. And I'm very disciplined and very self-motivated. I am a business owner. I have my business for a year now with My Crochet Life LLC. And that company, it was founded based on my initiative and just on a dream to really influence others and to motivate others and provide advocacy opportunities for people who are in need or assistance. So that was really founded on the basis of hope, inspiration, empowerment towards people who may not feel that they have the power to do so. So I'm in the business to encourage and motivate those who feel like they cannot. So with that actually birthed my leadership skill. I'm more of a leader behind the scenes and able to push people and motivate people without always being in the front line of things. I'm the silent leader. I'm the one who likes to sit back, observe the situation, listen to the situation, and then make a informed and critical decision at that point. But that's something that I've learned over the years, mainly within this doctoral program, where I had to be okay with not having to always be front and center when it comes to leadership. Being raised in a Black community shaped my leadership skills. Me and the neighborhood kids and family and friends, we played sports together, which required teamwork and being able to communicate with one another. I was able to listen to other people's perspectives. And, I learned a little trash talking too. So sometimes you hear these stories in these Black communities that it's nothing but violence, drama, and unsafe areas to live in. But my childhood consisted of networking, business owners, family love and support. And I'm so grateful that was my foundation. As I reflect and see where I am today, it makes sense of me being the leader that I am today. Being different shaped my leadership style. If I wasn't born with microcephalopatia, I don't think I would be the same type of leader. With having something that is different, I'm more empathetic and willing to listen to those who feel that they're not heard. My passion comes out when I feel that others are not being treated fairly because of looking different, feeling different, articulating things differently. When I feel that, they're being oppressed or treated differently or being discriminated against, I have to speak up. It's in my DNA, and I just, you know, I would not feel comfortable within myself if I don't speak up, don't make any type of noise. That's just the type of leader I am. Now, I'm not the type of person to, you know, start a fire or a huge commotion. I'm aware that I am the silent leader, and I know I can make a huge impact without making so much noise. And that's a skill that I've learned over my whole entire life, is that the loudest one is not always the most effective one. And the quiet ones, you know, we know how to observe and sit back and listen and know when it's time to jump in and how to jump in and how to read a room and understand people's personalities and understanding when it's appropriate to speak up. And that's a leadership skill that I learned to master and I love about myself. How did Microcia Life LLC come about? I was recently asked this question when I was interviewed for a magazine, and she simply asked me what really moved me to creating this idea, right? And I remember as a child, I always had a recurrent dream of giving back to my community and teaching kids about differences and hearing loss and the deaf culture. And really, that was like a dream that would just never go away. So where I am now with it's been over a year since Microcia Life has been founded. It just started with the idea of I was just a dreamer, like, okay, this is what I want to do. And I'm at a point in my life, it's like, well, now what? I have it, but it's like, now what? So I'm using my little dream to really impact and influence people who look like me, who can identify with being different in a society who has so many identities. And when you say microtia and atresia, no one really knows what that is unless they know someone with it. What type of leader am I? I'm the type of leader to be in the background. I'm the one to encourage you when, you know, a person is at their, you know, lowest of low. I'm the one to kind of swoop in and say it's going to be okay, and this is what you need to do. I'm the person who remembers little things about your life that you may have thought someone else may have forgot. I'm a huge, deep listener. And it's interesting that I have that great leadership style with having a hearing loss. I am great at active listening. I'm able to remember things that people tell me years ago, and people appreciate that about me. If I were to just ask, you know, my friends and family, they will all say that I'm a leader just because of what I've been through as being a woman or a girl who has special needs, and, you know, see me, you know, having to deal with being looked at, teased, and everything. And they see that and say, okay, you're a leader, you know, you got out of that and you're empowering others, which I do, and I love what I do. But you know, through the course of my life, I had to be a follower. I had to follow someone who was a leader, who I looked up to, and say, hey, I want to be that person. So I kind of, like, you know, modeled everything they were doing. Like, I had a great supervisor when I worked in IT who was just a phenomenal leader. And what I learned from him is the power of patience and the power of listening, and really truly listening and being invested in the person outside of work. So that's something that I, you know, make sure that I do when I meet people who I work with. As a business owner, I make sure to engage the people who have questions all over the world. They ask me questions at different hours of the day, and I make sure that I answer all of them professionally and with purpose and with empowerment. I may not have all the answers, but I make sure that they get the resources that's available to them. And if my colleagues were to describe me, they would say that Camilla is a go getter. Whatever she speaks, she does. And she will not stop. She's very disciplined, very motivated. And that's just something I learned over time.